with the time. 2 minutes late, and yeah, 2 minutes late. Here we are, live, disorganised, in disarray. Is anybody eating dinner this evening, or anybody not turned up? Hey, everybody! It's the Kubuntu Podcast. I'm Rick Timmis. Joining me is Ovidiu-Florin and Aaron Honeycutt. We're disorganised and all out of sync. How are you doing, guys? Ovidiu, how are you, mate?
I just finished my cabbage.
Your cabbage.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, let's dash over to Aaron. Let's dash over to Aaron quick because he's been sweating. I think he ran out of nickels for his electricity meter. What happened, Aaron? Where have you been?
It's raining terribly bad and thundering here, so the power decided to flicker.
Wow, that's bad.
I don't want to turn my desktop back on too much. And I'm connected to my cell phone's hotspot right now, and so that way if the router turns off, I'm fine.
So if there's a sudden flash across the screen and Aaron disappears and there's just smoke left wandering around in the room, we know you've been struck.
Oh, jeez, I hope not.
Let's hope not.
Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Well, listen, at least you're all right. At least you're all right, and at least we're here. We are running a little bit delayed, a little bit disorganized. Of course, we are also supposed to be, or we should be, or hopefully we are, also streaming live at the same time into the Ubuntu Online Summit in the Overshow channel. So, hello, Ubuntu folks. Hope you're there, and hope you can see us. Let me tell you about what's going to happen, what we've got coming up for you in tonight's show. It's coming up in a minute. We'll give you all the latest news and feedback of what's been going on in Kubuntu community land. We've also got a review this evening. We're going to look at the new 1604 Xenial LTS release of Kubuntu, and we'll do some screen sharing, show you some shots of that, talk a little bit about it. We've got some really interesting user feedback, lots and lots of user feedback. Thank you to the people that have been writing to us, but we'll cover that as well. We've got a new segment as well for the first time, technologically challenged, a new gaming segment, so we'll come to that a little bit later, and an additional secondary news section, which is from the core development team at Kubuntu, and lots more going on. So, why don't we get started and find out what my two mates have been up to. So, Aaron. What have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
Figuring out how to use KDN Live and Open Broadcaster software.
Ooh, now why would you be doing that?
To edit for the segment, the gaming segment.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of interest going on in Kubuntu Towers Studio in this open broadcast software, isn't there? And so watch this space on that one. We're trying to well, let's put it this way. I'm just not sure that we're trying to make the show more professional. I don't think we could make it any more amateur, could we?
Yeah, we need to first organize ourselves, but we're just going to skip over organizing ourselves. So we're just going to go use better software.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, because we are organised. We're consummate professionals, broadcasters of the first order. I think if we keep on like this, we'll be getting job offers from the BBC. All right.
You will.
I won't.
I'm not in the BBC area, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe I might get a job offer from the BBC, but we mean the Broken Biscuit Company.
Oh my!
All right, so
jeez.
What else you been doing then, Aaron? So you've been playing about KDN Live, messing about with open broadcast software, obviously doing some stuff on. What was that massive rumbling sound? Is that?
That would be the thunder.
Something getting struck by lightning in your back garden. Ooh. Let's put you on the main screen. What you got there? Oh, U-Beginner. Is that running on your Nexus?
Yep, I made it adaptive. So when it's on a landscape, it uses 2 columns, but when it's horizontal, it uses 1.
Cool. All right, sounds good.
You might like this on your M10, by the way. You see, you can't rotate the shell.
Yeah.
the new update.
Oh, is that the new OTA? Yeah, I was having a problem with that. That was irritating me. When's that update
You
coming
can't
out
rotate it. It's probably going to be in the next over there update because it's on the RC proposed today.
Oh, okay.
It just came out today.
Oh, that would be really good. That would be really good. All right, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Well, I suppose, well, of course, whilst you're waving shiny tablets in the air, trying to make things jealous, look, I've got a pink one. This is not pink, by the way. This is cherry red. Officially, it was officially.
Yeah, sure. We believe you. We believe you.
But my so my M10 tablet from Ubuntu arrived. Here it is. You can see on the screen there, and I've been mucking about with this. I also took it into work for a day and did the best part of 3/4 of a day's work. So this was working in the CRM system, using Google Docs and some of the other open tools. We use a lot of Firefox. We're using this tablet in convergent mode with the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and it worked really well for me. And it was great. I'm really pleased with it. So I'm very happy with that at the moment. Of course, it's improving all the time, and I know there's been lots of issues out there and people talking about pluses and minuses of it. But for me, I'm very happy. I've been busy organising the Kubuntu party, which hopefully, well, quite a lot of people came to, and we had a lot of fun. I certainly had a lot of fun. Thank you to Ovidiu for putting me back in my box and keeping control of me at that party. It was great fun. And I'm really, really pleased that we got Muon 5.6 released in this latest release of Kubuntu. Big thanks to Carlo Vanini and Clive Joe for helping me get that done. So that's what I've been up to. What about you, Ovidiu?
So I've been working on quite a few things, but one thing that I don't want to forget, I had my birthday since the last show, and I finally turned 1/4 of a century.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, jeez.
Happy birthday.
Oh, no. Okay, you can stop now. You can stop now. That's enough.
Nightmares right there.
Birthday, dear Ovidiu. Happy birthday to you.
Someone put them on mute.
Hey! Excellent, mate. 25 years old.
Yeah. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's get to serious business. Quick. So GSoC started the bonding period between the students and the mentors. So I've been bonding with my co-mentor and my assigned student for the Week to Learn project.
Ah, cool.
So we've been bonding. We've discussed about Agile and how we want to proceed with the project. So we discussed a bit about QML. And after that, the last meeting we had, I decided, okay, I want to play a little bit with QML. What do I want to do? Well, I'm missing Twitter inside my Plasma. So I searched for a Twitter plasmoid, and I didn't find any. Or at least not any one that works on Plasma 5 and is pretty. So I said, okay, I'll make one. Yay! So I've looked over, I found the documentation, and I started building a Twitter plasmoid. And the Twitter API is a bit harder to implement in QML than expected, but luckily the Plasma guys, when I told them about this, they've been very helpful. And they said they already have some engines ready for this, so I'm looking into those. So I'm hoping to have eventually a Twitter plasmoid that will be available in Plasma.
Hey, fantastic. That sounds really, really good. There used to be a Twitter on 1404, because I had a Twitter plasmoid working on 1404, and then something changed in the API and it broke. But I had it running all the time, and it was really, really good. You could, different streams. It was great. So that'd be really great if you could get that working. If you do, that'd be ace.
I'm doing this for fun right now because I just want to play around with QML and some APIs. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen, and hopefully I'll get something working eventually, and hopefully it will be good. Okay. Besides that, we've been playing.
Before you move on quickly, Hegemonate, who's in the IRC, says nice job, Ovidiu, with the Twitter plasmoid. Good job.
Thanks a lot. And also thank you, Mario Grip, for the good wishes. So right now, for everybody who's watching right now, we are available for chat right now in hashtag Kubuntu-podcast. That's our podcast channel. And we're also available in hashtag Ubuntu-UOS-overflow. And this is the UOS channel for this specific event. Maybe Aaron can give us more details about what UOS is.
US is right after release. We do an online summit to gather everyone globally to talk about the plans for the next release. Like there was a Ubuntu for the web browser, for the Ubuntu Touch. Talk about what they're going to do for that cycle. UNAV have a session. Ubuntu GNOME had a session for what they're going to do for their next release. So it's just global communication and planning for the next release. What we're going to do for the next 6 months, essentially.
Cool. And we should put a link. Well, I suppose a link to the show notes would be useful. But maybe we should. It's at summit.ubuntu.com if people want to go and take a look at that. That's right, isn't it?
Yes. Summit.ubuntu.com. And from there you go to schedule and then go to Wednesday and you'll find us over there about Kubuntu Podcast. But also please check out all the other sessions that have passed and that are still going to be. Tomorrow's the last day. So it's a 3-day event. The sessions are still ongoing right now at the same time with Kubuntu Podcast, and this is the last for today, but tomorrow we're going to have another series of sessions.
Yeah, and they're all held out using Hangouts and video like this, so you can kind of watch the presenters talking about things and interact and ask questions via chat and so on and so forth. What I forgot to mention as well, whilst we were talking about how people can get hold of us in IRC, of course, you can also get hold of us via our website and come straight into IRC, can't you, Ovidiu? And tell people how they can do that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So there have been a few new developments to our website, one of which Aaron doesn't know about because he had a power glitch. Okay. So I want to do some screen sharing because I want to have bragging rights to this.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna do some screen sharing.
While you get that set up, Clive Joe says, and of course on Telegram, and we'll give you the links to Telegram for those people that want to interact with us on Telegram as well.
Okay, Rick, can you please set me as present to everyone?
I can. One moment, my friend, and I will do that for you. Okay, you are ready to rock.
Okay, so first of all, this is our new website. Does everybody see it?
Yes, it's presenting to everyone.
Okay,
Andrea did the artwork for that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Andrea Del Sarto is our awesome audio editor and perhaps even video editor, and our designer for Kubuntu. He does a lot of our graphics. And
God bless him.
This is one of his designs, and I told, hey, we need a new banner for the website. And okay, what do you want it to be? Hey, this is the banner for Ubuntu. So use that squirrel and make Conky look like that squirrel. Oh, origami style. Yeah, that sounds good. And then he came up with this, and it was just mind-blowing. Whoa.
He is superb. He really is. He's
awesome.
He's
it's incredible
quick and creative and yeah, lovely guy. That
guy is
good.
extremely talented. Okay, so we've had some updates on the site. Excuse this black bar at the top. I've just been working on it, so I'm still logged in and I have all these settings here. Sorry for that. So what I want to show you, we have this new podcast link here on the website. If you click on this, you see some information about the podcast, what the Kubuntu Podcast is, and where you can find links for the video links, the video files, the MP3 and OGG feeds, and all that. And at the bottom of the page, you have the IRC or chat interface. You have a chat over here. So I'm going to be stealth here. I'm going to sign in as viewer 332216 and click on start. And now I am inside the Kubuntu Podcast IRC channel. which we use for chat. And I just blew my cover.
Cool.
Okay. Besides this, if you also go to our support page, now I'm going to have to leave the page and sign out of this chat. If you go to our support page, at the bottom, again, you have embedded chat support. Remember, this is community support, so you're being helped by volunteers who and when they are available. Okay, one more thing that I really want to show you guys is the download page. Aaron, please pay attention, because you don't know about this. So just now, fresh out of the oven, is our new download page for the Kubuntu website.
Fresh out of the oven. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've actually written code 2 minutes before the show started on this.
What that means,
to make it
folks,
work.
is it's half baked.
So it's still fresh out of the oven. It still needs to cool down a little, and people need to start complaining. Hey, where's that button? Hey, where's that link? This isn't working. This doesn't look right. So people are gonna start screaming on me right now. But
Well,
it looks
cool.
incredible. It has links for everything. Well, almost everything you need, and it's much more organized. And you can select here 64 or 32 bits. Also, you can go to the alternative downloads and torrents page, which is a separate page, where you have all the BitTorrent links, and all the BitTorrent links, as you can see here, the mirror links, the checksums for all the images, and a link to past releases, where you can see all the past releases of Kubuntu. So this is everything. What I still need to add a few things in here from the old download page, but it's gonna be there, so don't worry. Already I'm very happy with how it looks and how everything is. I hope all of you guys are also happy with this.
And most importantly, go and test it. Go out there and try the download links, try the BitTorrents, and let us know. Come to Kubuntu channel and let us know if you find if you've got any problems, and we'll do our level best to fix them.
How do I stop the screen sharing?
I done it. I took it back. Okay, that's brilliant. So that's what we've been up to. Now, it'd be remiss of me not to introduce very briefly, just with a quick sponsor segment, really. These guys haven't asked, actually, for this sponsor segment to be mentioned, but we wanted to do this anyway because these guys have done an awesome job, and that's the folks at Big Blue Button. So for those of you who've been following some of the stuff we've been doing with the Kubuntu party, you'll know that the first Kubuntu party that we did, we ended up gate crashing the servers at Big Blue Button, and there was a bunch of us who kind of piled in there and started using their servers when we decided that Google Hangouts was rubbish for what we were trying to achieve. And well, bless him, Fred Dixon, the product manager of Big Blue Button, gave the Kubuntu community a Big Blue Button conferencing and online education server that we can use. So we thought it'd be remiss not to mention about these guys at Big Blue Button. Basically, they provide a open source conferencing solution that includes video and audio and presentation software, the ability to screen share with interactive whiteboards, with tools for managing a training classroom so people can hold their hands up and talk on their microphones. It's got interactive chat functionality. And it's a really great tool, and it's really, really useful for conferencing. We're going to be using it more and more here at Kubuntu for some other projects that we've got going. We'll tell you more about that in due course. But we just wanted to say a big thanks to Fred and his team over at bigbluebutton.org. Please do go and check out their project and take a look. All the software is open source, so you can download it and install it on your own Ubuntu servers, set up the software and play with it for yourself and see what they think. So a big thumbs up, and thanks very much to Fred and the Big Blue Button guys. You're awesome. Okay, right. Let's move into the next section then. So we got some interesting feedback coming back in Kubuntu News, and first up we've got some feedback on this Google Summer of Code. Which one of you guys has got the lead on that one?
I do.
Okay, tell us about this video.
I believe I already told everybody, but you should. anyhow, I'll say again. Google Summer of Code is an event organized by Google where Google asks open source free software organizations to mentor various students on their projects so that the projects get to have some students working on them and evolve, and students gain experience, and Google pays them something like an internship. And everybody benefits from this. The students benefit experience, the organizations benefit with code or code written. Google benefits by helping the open source communities, which Google uses their products, but not specifically. Okay, I'm getting off topic again. Anyway,
no, you're not. No, that was good.
Okay, KDE is one of the organizations participating in Google Summer of Code, and we have participated for many, many years. This year, KDE got accepted in Google Summer of Code again, and KDE this year got 37 slots. That means KDE has 37 students working on projects this year inside the Google Summer of Code. I myself have one student under, let's say, my umbrella, together with Russell Green. I hope I'm not mistaking his name. Russell Green. Yeah, Russell Green. He's my co-mentor from USA, and we're working on a desktop client for Wiki to Learn. So you have the whole you have what you need from Wiki to Learn offline available for you. The desktop client is going to be written in QML, and most likely going to be using the Kirigami framework from KDE, so that it's available not just on desktop but also on mobile platforms.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit more about this mentoring then. What's involved in that? What do you have to do? How much commitment is there from you?
So students are expected to participate 40 hours per week, as just almost like a normal internship, as they would go to the actual company, even though they work from home and they're expected to work full time on this. Mentors, they're expected to have enough time to be available anytime the student needs, to guide the student to go with the project in a specific direction. When the students applied, they made a proposal for what they want to do and how they want to do it. And based on that proposal, the students were chosen, which students are going to get in the project.
Mm-hmm.
So we've chosen many more students, but unfortunately the slots we got as KDE were less than we hoped for, but that happens to everybody, because so we got only 37 students. So we tried to do the best and get the best projects in, and we're trying to be the best.
That sounds really cool. So from your point of view then, really it's not like consuming a lot of your time to do this. Obviously you're able to do this with work and the rest of your commitments.
Yeah, me as a mentor, yes, because I'm a mentor. That means that I already have some experience. So when a student comes to me with a certain problem, I already also, because I'm a mentor on that specific project, I already have the experience to understand what's his problem and be able to fix it or help him fix it quickly. So my direct interaction during my normal work hours would be pretty limited. So that wouldn't be a problem for me at my workplace. But also, for example, what I've discussed with, let's formulate like with my student, what I've discussed with him is, let's do Agile Scrum and use it like that. Have every day a short meeting that is set on that specific hour, and we set an hour that all our time zones is okay for everybody. I have that meeting that's 5-10 minutes and discuss, okay, what have you achieved today, what are you planning to work on tomorrow, and what's blocking you. And that meeting is mandatory every day. Maybe not in the weekends as well, but during the working day, we have that meeting mandatory. And maybe in the weekends or in one of the days, we're going to have a longer meeting and discuss what exactly we're going to do in the sprint. That's the mandatory meeting. But besides that, we're going to have random discussions whenever necessary.
Do you know, that's a really good idea, as you were talking there and talking about that Scrum method. You know, maybe that's something that we should do with new people that want to get involved in the Kubuntu community, people who are interested in documentation or packaging or just getting involved with us crazy cats down here at Kubuntu. We could have a little section where once a day, you know, we just can be there to just, you know, touch base with them and bring them on. What do you think?
I think we should discuss this further, since we're an open source project mainly driven by volunteers. It's a bit hard to implement Scrum, but we can implement Agile in some way.
Okay. So I don't, you know, I expect volunteers to be on the clock. I expect them to turn up at the right time, 6 days a week, no time off. That's how we roll. All right, good. Okay, thank you for that. Well, that's really good. So we've got a little bit of party news here. I'm going to skip over the news on the podcast section because we kind of just covered that when we looked at the video. But a little bit of news on party news. As you know, I mentioned earlier, we did this second Kubuntu party, which was getting a bit crazy. The idea was to focus on packaging and get set up for packaging and do that kind of stuff. We did very little packaging, lots of laughing and joking and larking about and just generally relaxing and having fun. The net result of that, what we learned from that was that actually the Kubuntu parties that we've been doing once a month and we intend to keep doing once a month are really an opportunity for those of us that are working in the voluntary community to just come and hang out. Just relax, hang out with one another, have some snacks, have something to drink, talk about stuff, share ideas, and share the fun of Kubuntu and the fun of being involved in the party. And as I mentioned before, we've been using Big Blue Button for that. There's an article we wrote an article that went up on the website that reviews the party and gives you all the details, and the links are in the show notes. And for those of you that are listening to this in the audio podcast, the next event will be on Friday the 20th of May in the Big Blue Button room, and that will be at 1900 UTC. 1900 UTC. Okay, right, so let's dive into this main section then, because in our main segment today we've got some discussion to be had, but also, of course, we've just released Xenial LTS 1604. So hopefully we can talk about that release, about what's new and the new features that have gone into there, and maybe we can get some screen share going on and have a look at what we have got. So, Ovidiu, do you want to take us through, tell us what's new in the latest release and what are the exciting, cool things? And perhaps Aaron can maybe get a screen share set up or something like that, or however you guys want to do it.
I do the screen share and Aaron show what's new.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. Aaron, tell us about LTS then, my friend. What's cool and groovy in the latest release?
You already went over the that Muon managed to get slipped in at the last minute, which is a big thing.
I'm screen sharing right now while Aaron is talking, so if you can present to everyone.
I can present to everyone. Yeah, you've got a squirrel in the tree. Yeah, I was really pleased that Muon got in there, and I know there were a lot of people that were keen to get that in, and it was a real big result because essentially Muon had been orphaned. So it needed somebody to pick it up and maintain it and do a release. Carlo's taken over that and done a release, and I've also stepped forward to maintain. So now we've got it maintained and packaged, and we can keep it going forward. So you know, long live Muon with a little bit of luck. So that was good. but obviously that's a bit of an esoteric piece of software. What else is new and shiny? What's this thing we're looking at here? Can you see this as well, Aaron?
Yeah, I can see the video.
Ah, great. Well, while Ovidiu pokes stuff, maybe you could tell us what we're looking at?
I'm poking stuff, and Aaron, just say what you want me to poke.
Oh, what about opening the Muon package manager?
Oh, I don't have that installed because I don't. Sorry.
You don't?
No, the Muon package manager, I don't have it installed. Is it available in the repositories right now?
It is. I thought it was installed by default, but
let me check.
If you didn't do a clean install, imagine I can do it. I have it. I have it installed.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh. If you want to show it right now, or you can show it after we.
Yeah, let's show it afterwards. But
I have it right now.
Is it? Well, oh, hang on. Aaron's got it. All right. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Switch.
Hang on, everybody. Here we go. Professional Kubuntu podcast. I'm switching presenters.
Switch presenters.
I'll switch back in a moment, mate. All right. So here we go. Shiny Muon Package Manager. And it's working. We fixed a lot of the bugs. I didn't update this release yet for the new authors and the thanks to stuff, so it's all the same standard stuff. I have got that in a branch at the moment, and I'm working on that. I've been mostly trying to work through the latest bugs and just answer responses to some of the new bugs and new questions that people had on bugs.kde.org. And I plan to do some bits and pieces in my dev branch and then release them, and I know Carlo's doing some bits and pieces, so we have an updated release at some point, but it was kind of a bit of a major rush just to tag to bug fix the QApt, the libQApt library, so that the package updates would refresh without crashing. Carlo fixed that, and then we needed to get a 5.6 release tagged so that we could actually get it past the feature freeze to get it included in this 1604 LTS release. So it was pretty crazy, and to be fair, we would never have done it if Clive Joe hadn't dashed in the background and packaged it up for us to get it done. So it was pretty hairy, but we got it done, and it's a good tool.
Okay, I just got a request to show how I added some of the widgets I have on my desktop.
Okay, let's put you back into present to everyone mode then, Ovidiu.
I actually have that system stats thing widget on too, by the way.
You just want to take it over, right?
Not really. I'm just saying I have it.
Okay.
Well, this is good. Let's switch back and forth, and yeah, because I quite like.
So who's presenting right now? The squirrel?
You're presenting right now. It's the squirrel.
How do I turn it?
Okay. So what I have here, how I configured my desktop is the normal launcher here. Well, the classic launcher, icon-only task manager. Virtual desktops, activities, and then a second panel which has the system tray, clock, dates, system load viewer, redshift, temperature control, and weather.
Do I need?
I like that weather widget. That's really cool. I have that on my desktop.
Let me see. Add widgets, and I have here all the widgets. So how I got them? I got obtain new widgets. Or download new widgets. I don't know how it's in English. Sorry.
Download or install new widgets.
Okay, and then download new Plasma widgets. You have here a list of widgets or plasmoids that have been tested with Plasma 5, and only those you get to see in here. And I just looked through some of these and found, hey, I want this redshift, I want this weather, I want this one, I want this one. So I just installed them all.
Install them all. Yeah,
I installed everything I wanted, of course.
Except my package manager. You're naughty. I'm wounded.
I did not want that one.
Well, why?
Why?
Why did I go to all that trouble to build it and get it released then?
Because Ubuntu Xenial, right now by default, recommends to use apt instead of apt-get.
Hey, I like your terminal. That's very funky and posh, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
ZSH.
The ZSH with a bullet train theme.
Do you know, I'm so not cosmopolitan. I'm so oldie worldy. I've just got like, the old standard console, and I was just thinking to myself now. Anybody watching this video podcast is going to look at this and think, well, I didn't get that when I installed Kubuntu.
This is
Xenium. It
customized.
doesn't look anything like mine.
No, this is customized to my specific preferences.
And that's one of the beautiful things I think about Kubuntu is that it is, so customizable. You can change so many things to get the tool set up and to get your desktop set up just the way you want it.
Well, this is something like how it actually.
I have the plain install.
Here you go. This is how the plain terminal would look, just like this.
Yes.
Because I haven't changed the root.
That's better like that. Much more conservative. All these fancy colours going on. Don't know what you're thinking.
Whoops.
Okay. So I have some of these widgets. The ones I like and I want to show everybody is this one with the red shift. If you hover over and you scroll upwards, you see it gets a blue shift, and if you scroll downwards, it gets a red shift until it exaggerates. And this, according to, if you just leave it on automatic, according to what time it is during the day, it will shift towards red colors. This is supposed to be more relaxing for the eyes, and I can confirm for me at least during the evening and the night, it's especially the night, it's much more relaxing to work on the warmer colors.
Is it me, or did it not look? It didn't look like it did anything. Did you make it change the colors then, or not?
I did just change the colors. I'm not sure if this is shown. Okay, I'll switch again to maximum red. Now it's maximum red. Do you see any change right now?
Maybe it looked like it went a bit more bright.
Okay,
but, yeah.
then it means that the recording doesn't show it, but it just changes the screen settings. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, Aaron, should I show anything else that's new and awesome, or do you want to show it?
I could just show me using activities.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a few of them going on.
Here we go. All right, you're on present to everyone, Aaron.
Do not judge my wallpaper choice, but I have the CPU load over here, and then disk space usage. Is it showing?
Yes, it is. I have them on my desktop. How many CPUs have you got in that machine?
It's an Intel i7, so it has 4. It's quad core, but it has 8 threads though.
Wow.
So yeah. I have a demo mode. That's pretty stock. For taking screenshots and whatnot.
Yeah, this is a bit more like what I would have. Yeah, here you go.
I have a desktop mode. This is a laptop, but I have a desktop mode. It's when I have a power supply going in. All the screen brightness is all the way up. There's no power conservation or anything. It's full on. And I have a laptop mode. You can see the colors dimmed a bit more, and there's power restrictions and stuff on, so I can get more battery out of it.
So this is the activities that we're talking about here, which is a concept that not that many people use or know that much about, but effectively you've got different activities that are set up for different things that you're doing and different statuses that your laptop is in. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, I have this one set up for school, so I have a little notebook to write down what I need to do homework-wise, and I forget what the name of this widget is. I forget what the name of this widget is. Yeah, the folder view, and it's focused on a document directory under documents for schoolwork, where all the files I would need in this activity would be. And then that's how I'm using activities. And then I'm pretty much stock. I rotate around with that kickoff and classic or full screen. I rotate all the time though. And that's how I got mine set up with activities.
Yeah, and activities are really something that I would encourage people using Kubuntu to experiment with. They are so useful, and they do take it takes a little bit of playing around to kind of get the concept. I found that anyway. It took me a while to really get the concept of why it was different from the virtual desktops, and how it kind of differed. But once you get used to them, they're really, really useful. And on my machine here, actually, I've got this machine that I'm working from here, which is my multimedia machine. I've got this mode, which is the standard.
Stop the presentation to everybody.
Am I still broadcasting?
Okay.
You're still broadcasting. Do you still want to show us something?
Yeah, you see I'm switching virtual desktops and nothing's really changing too much. The widgets are still the same.
Yes.
But with activities, everything rotates around. All the widgets are different on every activity, but virtual desktops stay the same. So there's a lot more different customizability with activities. And how do I end this?
Click on the green button on the left side.
Oh, there's usually a button on the bottom to end it. Okay.
Yeah, Hangouts Google decided to change the interface for Hangouts again. So yeah, deal with it.
No,
so
I won't.
well, hopefully we are going to deal with that, and we're going to get we are working in the background here at Kubuntu Towers to work on some new software and some new tools to try to improve things. So more
on that topic, let me ask for some community help. If anybody has any experience with setting up RTMP servers, please ping me after the show. We need to talk.
Yeah, we do. So we've been experimenting with OBS, the Open Broadcast Software. We think we know what we want to do with this now. We want to use, each of us use OBS on our desktops to capture our streams and so on, our video streams and our audio streams. And then we will use our big blue button conferencing server to actually orchestrate and organize the show together, the three of us. And that will also give us the opportunity to have members of the community come into the show, talk to us if they want to, talk to us on chat and interact with us, and at the same time we'll be able to stream those video feeds through RTMP just as soon as anybody who knows how that stuff works gets in touch with the video and helps him fix it. That's good stuff, good stuff. So the short story is we've got obviously a nice new download page that we want people to try out. We've got a nice new release, 1604 LTS. So get on over to our download section on kubuntu.org and download it, play about with it, experiment and have fun. Come and catch up with us in IRC. Tell us about your experiences, and if you have any difficulties or problems, then dive into the support channel, the community support channel, and we will help you out. All right.
Can we move to the flame wars?
Yep. Let's move to the flame wars then. Hang on.
So,
where's that picture of Bruce?
Yeah, exactly. that needs to be shown right now. So I'm going to discuss about the flame wars. I'm not going to watch the chat while I'm going to read this. So in order to avoid problems, I wrote everything down. So I'm going to try to read it and interpret it as I'm reading. Paraphrase some things to make it quicker. Guys, if you guys want to watch the chat, because I see people are screaming on the chat. Okay, so what I want to talk about with everybody is Kubuntu versus Netrunner versus KDE Neon. People started having flame wars in the community on various social networks, and I want to clarify this for everybody. I've talked with Jonathan Riddle. I've asked him to confirm that everything I wrote here is correct, and he couldn't join the show for various reasons, so that he can also confirm these. But everything I'm saying here is also written on the KDE Neon site. I'm not exactly sure what's on the Netrunner site because I haven't looked for some time. So I'm going to start reading what I wrote here. So first of all, let the flame wars begin. Let's create a purpose for a war where there isn't any. This is sarcasm. I have the Sheldon sarcasm sign up here. So please stop with the flame wars.
Okay.
First of all, to clarify, Kubuntu, Netrunner, and KDE Neon are not the only Linux distributions of KDE software, but even moreover, they're not the only distributors of KDE software. We also have BSD, we also have KDE on Windows and on Mac, and we also have Solaris and many, many other operating systems. Some people even compiled KDE on various operating systems on Raspberry Pi and whatnot. So, first, a little bit of history. Kubuntu started in parallel with Ubuntu, as in the beginning there was a choice to be made, GNOME versus KDE, to be the desktop environment for Ubuntu. Jonathan Riddle, at the time employed by Canonical to bring the KDE desktop to Ubuntu, was paid to promote it. I think this is after Kubuntu existed. Jonathan Riddle was the promoter for KDE, and the decision was taken eventually for Ubuntu to go with GNOME, but also with KDE as a parallel flavor. And this flavor is the magic word of Ubuntu. Over time, other flavors have appeared. Xubuntu uses XFCE, Lubuntu uses LXDE, Edubuntu, Mythbuntu, and recently Ubuntu Mate and Ubuntu Studio and many, many others. I don't know them all by heart. You can find them on Kubuntu, on the Ubuntu website. But keep in mind the magic word, flavor. Canonical later ended partnership with Jonathan as an employee to work on Kubuntu, and Jonathan moved to Blue Systems, but he kept his role as a release manager of Kubuntu, and he kept working on Kubuntu. Now, to clarify, what's a flavor? A flavor is a variant of the same distribution. So, in any sense of the word, Kubuntu is basically just Ubuntu. The same with Xubuntu and Lubuntu. They're basically just the same, but with a different jacket for a different audience or purpose. It's just it's a Linux distribution, but it's not exactly a distribution on its own. It's a flavor of the same distribution. So basically, it's Ubuntu comes with Unity and some GNOME applications. Kubuntu comes with Plasma and some KDE applications. Lubuntu comes with LXD applications, and so on. But the core is exactly the same. The core is the Ubuntu core. I don't think it has an exact name, but we refer to it as Ubuntu core. Next. Okay, I just said this.
You got ahead of your own notes.
Yeah. For Kubuntu has always delivered vanilla KDE as it came from upstream. There were at times exceptions from this rule when the KDE project for a specific purpose was unmaintained or had big security issues. For example, why Kubuntu ships right now Firefox instead of Reconc, or why it ships LibreOffice instead of Calligra.
Calligra Suite, yeah.
Calligra is pretty good, but it still is not as great as LibreOffice. Okay. I think I have here some notes from Jonathan, I believe. In KDE 3 times it wasn't exactly vanilla. There were some modifications in order to make stuff work better. No, this note is from Claydo.
Okay. But
okay. There were some minor tweaks just to make it work good on Ubuntu.
Stock KDE, don't we? Stock KDE as it was meant to be and released by the KDE team. That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Exactly how the KDE team plans to make it and wants it to work. That has always been the vision of Kubuntu. Okay, now to move on. Netrunner appeared later, developed by almost the same team that developed Kubuntu, but it appeared from the need to have a more customized Kubuntu. For example, Netrunner comes, as far as I remember, with VLC installed, and it also has some various other software installed and configured, and even some of the KDE settings were tweaked for a different audience, for some people that want a KDE desktop, but they want it already customized in a specific way.
Okay.
That's one of the mantras of Linux distributions. There is a distribution for every kind of person. An old colleague of mine approached me today and he asked, "Hey, I want to use Linux. What do you recommend?" And I said, I can't recommend something because it's subjective. Every Linux distribution is different and every person is different. So one of them might fit you. You would just have to try a few and see which one best fits you.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually he said, "Okay, give me a few options." And then I gave him a few options. Of course, the first one was Kubuntu. And he tried Kubuntu. He said he liked it, but and for this I want to apologize on behalf of the development team. We didn't manage to fix this in time. When you launch the live version and you want to click the install, the folder view widget on the desktop where you have the install button is small for some reason. There's some bug, so you don't actually see the install button. But if you enlarge that folder view, you can click on the install button. So sorry guys for that.
We'll come back to that in a minute, but we will come back to that in a minute. I've got some stuff from the developer notes on that.
Okay.
So what's the difference then between Netrunner and Neon and Kubuntu then? How are these things different? Why are they different?
Okay, Kubuntu had a project back in the day, in 2010, called Project Neon. Its purpose was to have the latest KDE software in Kubuntu, as almost what's on master in the repositories, but also have the latest releases. Over time, this project has been renamed to Kubuntu CI, as Kubuntu's continuous integration.
Okay.
Okay, and this was the purpose, but over time, due to some limitations and this is my choice of words, due to some limitations of the Ubuntu platform and some misunderstandings, let's call them that, between various Kubuntu developers and various Ubuntu developers or other titles, due to some misunderstandings, some Kubuntu developers decided to go away from under the umbrella of Canonical and Ubuntu and to develop their own version of latest KDE software available on Ubuntu. So they created KDE Neon. Now, to clarify this, KDE Neon is not a Linux distribution. KDE Neon is a KDE software repository, as mentioned on their website. If you read on their website, they provide image files so that it's easier to get started, so you don't have to install Ubuntu, then fiddle with setting up repositories and all that. That's why they provide images. But keep in mind, they just provide a repository, so they're not going to give you a distribution that's KDE Neon and you will have everything set up and ready to be used like it's with Kubuntu or Netrunner. You have just a repository that gives you the latest. So basically you could have Kubuntu and add the repositories for KDE Neon on top of that, and then have the latest KDE software. Now we're still discussing what happens with the Kubuntu CI and what happens and how are we befriending KDE Neon in Kubuntu as a project, not as a community. We're still discussing this to see how we're going to continue with this. So but I wanted to clarify this for you, for the community. So
okay,
I believe it's clear.
And what about Netrunner? Because that's another KDE thing as well, isn't it? Is Netrunner a distribution or a?
Yes. Netrunner is a distribution based on Kubuntu. It's basically Kubuntu modified for a specific user base. But it also modifies the KDE. It's not vanilla upstream. It also ships with different applications. I don't even know exactly just the current status of Netrunner.
Okay.
I would have to see their website and see what happens.
you can see why the community gets where they see this crossover and overlap. And of course, you were quite rightly correcting me when I described Neon KDE Neon or Neon as a distribution earlier on. You said, "Well, no, it's not." You know, we've got to get that clear. It is a software repository that sits on top. We got a couple of questions coming in from some of the audience. Jabava asks us, is there anything from the GNOME ecosystem that Kubuntu ships?
From the GNOME ecosystem, I don't think so. We ship Firefox, which is, I think, the only application that uses GTK. And that's as close as we get to GNOME. But I don't think we have any GNOME applications.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Obviously they're available. You can install you can install all the software that's available to you in Ubuntu onto Kubuntu. But in terms of what we ship with, probably the only GTK app that we actually do we still ship with GIMP, or we have to install that?
No, we don't. We don't ship with GIMP. We don't ship with not even Krita anymore. They're available to be installed. We decided to go with that because most people don't do that advanced video editing. What GwenView can do is pretty much enough for general case user.
Yeah,
and
for what they want to do.
If someone wants to do more advanced, then other programs are available. Like K-Color Paint. Don't forget about K-Color Paint. That's an awesome software.
Yeah, there's so many pieces of K software out there that are just awesome, just really, really good.
Aaron, you were going to say something?
Firefox doesn't use GTK. It uses a XUL toolkit design-wise.
That's right. Actually, it does. Zool. It is using Zool. Is correct.
So it's not even GTK. So even further away from GNOME.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Are any other questions? Because I didn't look in the chat.
There was a comment actually, which was a comment from Clive Joe, who said that obviously we were talking about we ship with LibreOffice at the moment, but Clive Joe was saying that Calligra has come a long way, and it's probably worth encouraging people actually that if they did want to go and experiment with Calligra, which is effectively the KDE's native Office suite, then it's available to install. But Clive J made that comment, and that's about it. I see feedback here.
Personally, I do recommend it, so you can try and use it and experiment with it. And the development team is always looking for feedback. So if you find something that doesn't work, or if you find something that works, and that you can always give them good feedback. That's always welcome to everybody. Which reminds me, we have some good feedback to get to.
Well, we do. I'm going to get to that as well, but I probably ought to interject here and explain to the good folks that are watching or listening and thinking, hang on a minute, guys, it's now 1 hour that you've been going on, and we're not at the end of the show. So there's a reason for that. Last couple of shows, we've had a lot of feedback, particularly feedback to me about me sort of bullying the rest of the team and trying to shift things along to keep the show notes moving forward, and how that wasn't flowing so well. And the feedback was that people felt that it would be better to let the show run on a little bit and be a bit more extended if we've got a lot to cover, and to keep the flow going rather than end the show promptly. So we've got more things to go through here, but we will move that forward. But that's why the show's overrunning. So we hope you enjoy the extra bit of listening that you get. So we got some Kubuntu developer feedback. For those of you that listen regularly, you know that we have a developer core team meeting ahead of this show now, about an hour before, where we get an opportunity to speak to people like Scarlett and Clive and Yoful and various other people from the community that are developing. We can get some feedback from those guys, find out what they want to tell you in the community to be aware of, and so that's what this section is about. So the first bit up is the installer icon that you made mention of a moment ago. Do you want to just mention that again, Ovidiu, about the installer icon, what people can expect to see when they're trying to do the live install, and maybe we'll explain why we had difficulties with it.
So normally when you start a live session, you would be presented with a default Kubuntu desktop, and in there you would have on the desktop a folder view, which is a widget that shows the contents of a specific folder. inside that folder view, we always have the install icon, which is a launcher for the installer, and it launches the installer, and you begin installing. For some reason, I don't know the reason. Maybe Rick, you know the reason. That widget, the folder view widget, was shrunk, but it was shrunk so much that the icon, only less than a quarter of the icon of the installer is visible in one corner. You can see a tiny red square that you can see it goes off in the edge because it's cut off. So there was a problem over there, and we didn't manage to fix it in time for the release.
No,
but
it
it's
didn't,
going to be fixed in the 0.1 release.
Yes, we will. We are working on it. One of the things that Clive was explaining to me, much to his frustration, he was saying, we've spent together, the developers as a team have spent 2 days just working on that icon, trying all kinds of tricks in the installer to get it to show in the right shape, to no avail. And of course they had so many other things to get out of the door for this LTS release as well, which made life a little bit more difficult. So that was why, but obviously you know to expect that now when you're installing it. One of the other things that's mentioned here as well, which is one of the things that burned a lot of time for the developers and made us struggle a little bit, was that MySQL 5.7 got released by the Ubuntu core. So obviously we're dependent on, or we're driven in Kubuntu by Ubuntu's core releases, and they released MySQL 5.7 to be shipped with this LTS release, and that promptly broke loads of stuff in our KDE desktop. So it broke Akonadi and it broke the KDE PIM manager. I know Scarlett was really working hard for about 3 days just trying to get K-Organizer and KDE PIM to build and do some stuff. So that burnt a lot of time for us as well. We think we've got most of it working, but not all. So that's news there. And what about the next release? Of course, we've got this one out of the way, but what's the next release? What's it going to be called, Ovidiu?
The next release is going to be called Yakety Yak.
Yakety Yak. Don't
Yak.
talk back.
So the next release, the code name was announced, I think, the following day or in the same day after, with the current release. I don't remember exactly the date.
That's right, yeah.
And the next release is going to happen, as usual, in October.
Fantastic. So
that's going to be 16.10.
16.10. All right, good stuff. So we got some notes of caution as well. There's lots of changes going on in the background infrastructure with Kubuntu, and we'll tell you more about that in the next show when we've got it all done, and we'll get a brief from the developers that will tell us exactly where we are with that. So a little bit more there. But there was some words of caution just coming out from the development team as well about some of the PPAs that are available on Launchpad, in particular the Kubuntu CI PPA and the staging PPA. Basically, these PPAs that are available are for testing purposes and for beta testing the software only. They're not for production use. And I know we've had a few people that had set these PPAs up and got them running, and of course they'd installed them and it had broken things. People trying to play with Plasma 5.6 and things like this, and of course they were then coming into the support channel and saying it's all broken, when they were having difficulties. So the developers have said, if you do want to test the software and to play around with the latest stuff, we really do welcome that. We'd love to have you come and use these staging and staging PPAs, but please come and chat with the developers in #Kubuntu-devel on IRC. Tell them you'd like to test the staging PPAs or test the new software or the beta software, and those guys will help point you in the right direction, help get you set up, but also explain to you and show you how to take those PPAs away and purge the packages out of your system so you can unbreak yourself. So just a quick heads up there from those guys. That's all the news that I've got from the development team this time, Ovidiu. So maybe we want to get, should we move into the feedback that's come back from us from the community?
Yeah, I agree. We should move to the feedback. The first one is from Google+, and I think you talked to this person.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So can you please read that one, and I'll read the one from the one in red in our show notes.
Sure. Okay, can do. So this comes from Colin Cargill, who came back to us on Google Plus, and he said, "I can't wait, ladies and gents. If for some strange reason, aka obviously obscure reason, you are not paying attention to the fine fellows and their whimsically fantastic Kubuntu World Tour." So I think he's talking about us in the podcast, crazy fools that we are in our party.
I don't think so.
So he says about the podcast, he says, formidable information that allows you to perform that subverted S&M fantasy where you dominate your computer and it serves you well, knowing that you will crack the whip, aka open the command line, and wreak sheer terror down on the digital backsides. Wow, where did we find this guy? And
this guy should proofread our release articles and our posts. Maybe he can inspire some novel-like wording in our posts.
I tell you what, if you wanted, if material like this would just add so much lift and spice to our marketing material, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And he says, so this is about us. He must be really loony. He says, the best people throwing the greatest virtual party in the binary world. Well, it was a good party, I have to say. It was, wow, it was, yeah, the parties are pretty good. If you've not been along to one, you definitely need to come. They're great fun. Long and short, the Kubuntu Podcast team absolutely and unequivocally know what they are doing. What?
It's a load of crap.
Yeah, well, shut up. If they think we know what we're doing, leave them like this. Don't tell them otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, we absolutely and unequivocally know what they are doing. Willingly share the wisdom and insights with you, and finally care about you, your use of Kubuntu, and your success in integrating the Kubuntu mentality that makes you not want to be a member of a community, but a brother and sister in a movement. Join us, join them. We want you to come party, learn and share. Amen to that, Colin.
This can go directly onto the party promo material.
Yes, do you know what? We'll do that. I'm going to do exactly that when I set up the party event. We'll do exactly that, and that's great. And so those in the podcast channel have got a big Conky Love sticker from Aaron on that one, so that's really cool.
Okay.
Really, really good. All right, what you got, Ovidiu?
So I've got an email a few weeks ago, and I haven't replied to her. Sorry for that, but I wanted to present this on the show first, and I'm replying to you on the show and also by email after. I've got an email from Anna Belen Rangnau. I hope I pronounced it right.
I'm gonna butcher that either way.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so here I go. Hi, my name is Anna. I tell you that I study in college. I'm doing a degree career in systems. I'm a big fan of Kubuntu, and it is excellent. I love it, and I'm following this. I'm not. I think she used Google Translate, so and I didn't have time to correct the grammar, so I'm just gonna read it as is. Sorry for butchering the grammar. So, I'm not enough words to express how wonderful they are. Thank you for existing, make me very happy. It might be possible to send me free stickers or any gift as a t-shirt, keychain, magnet, poster, bracelet, hat, pin, etc. or any other you have. Would be wonderful to have some of you and honored to wear anything that has your logo. Of course, if you send me stickers, that would stick in my laptop. Would be delighted with the opportunity to advertise you in my university. Of course, if you send me something, I will send pictures. And then she gave the postal address, and then ended with, from already, thank you very much for everything. Sorry, Google Translate, for butchering English grammar. Thank you for your consideration and your time. Keep it up. You are the best in the world. Best regards from a big fan and admirer. So, Anna, I hope you're watching this. Aaron is showing you some stickers. I'm also showing you some stickers. But since Aaron is showing you more stickers, I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to show you even more stickers.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah!
Crap.
Oh, yeah! So I have some stickers here ready to be sent to you, and I'm
Jesus.
hoping that you can promote this in your university. So Aaron, beat that.
Aaron says, "Damn."
Whoa,
Cool.
whoa! He's showing something. What's he showing? Is that a
It's a
suitcase?
suitcase.
How is
A
that
brief?
related
Is that
to Kubuntu?
what are you going to send her a Kubuntu briefcase, or is it a bomb?
No. Don't even say that, because then I'm gonna get flagged. I don't
Oh,
get
okay.
flagged. The PSA is hard enough as it is.
Is it really okay?
I don't need them getting hints.
So, Anna, we're gonna send you some stickers. This is the current promo material we have available on us right now. But also, if you go on our website, on the footer of the website, you will see there T-shirts. And if you click on T-shirts, you can go to our partner that sells Kubuntu T-shirts, and you will be able to buy some T-shirts from them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Hello Tux.
Yeah, that Hello Tux team.
Those are
They do,
awesome T-shirts.
yeah, they've got a few things down there that you can go and look at, and various bits of apparel. So do that. So that's really good. Can you see this, Aaron? Are you going to read one of these out? Are you going to read the next one?
Aaron.
I can see them. Which
The one with no doubt.
Yeah, start with that one.
All right. James, aka Ron Nick. I think I've seen that Nick before. No doubt a huge thank you to Scarlett and Philip in getting this thing out the proverbial door while being understaffed and under the gun of a hard date-driven deadline. Right now I can't help much, but all I can think to do was join Scarlett's Patreon account. It's not much, but if everyone did that, just think what the world would be like, smiley face. Anyway, I know everyone needs all the encouragement they can get right now, and I'm sending good vibes to all the hardworking people who make Kubuntu possible. You all are what the community is, and community is awesome. Thank you, James. Hopefully Scarlett's hearing it, and Philip.
So
That's really, really good. That's great feedback, that is. And you're absolutely
thank you
right.
for reminding us of the Patreon account for Scarlett. That's really, really good.
It's been very slowly building the Patreon account and more people are contributing to it, and it only takes us a small contribution, just a tiny small contribution, and it soon adds up. So we'd really like to encourage you to do that, and we thank you if taking the time to go and subscribe to Scarlett's Patreon account. And of course, we thank you for taking the time to write to us as well. What else we got over to you then?
Rick, I think you would be the best person to read the last feedback. Because your reply, what you replied, you and Valerie, what you replied on this email was better than anything I could have worded. So you should go ahead with this.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, Dale Trombley wrote into us, and he said, often the tribulations and trials of the developers goes unthanked. Please share this story for the Kubuntu devs in the 16.04 cycle. I lost my father on Thursday. On Sunday, I was trying to go on with life and upgrade one of our many trusty LTSs to 16.04. It went completely flawless. No errors, no hiccups. You guys and gals did a fantastic release, in my opinion, and I want to thank you. That for those few minutes in time that my mind was occupied on the upgrade, and relief that all had gone well. Thank you. And both Valerie and I replied to this, my condolences personally expressed for your situation, Dale. I'm sure it's a very difficult one, and I think it speaks so highly of somebody that even in that difficult time for you, you could take the time to be blessed and to be thankful to other people and to take the time to do that. And your message really touched me personally when I read it. I felt really moved. I just thought to myself, it's messages like that that make all of the hard work, all of the late nights, all of the frustration and struggle to get something together and to get the Kubuntu distribution out of the door You hear a message like that, and it makes it absolutely and utterly worth it. And as I said to you in my email, I hope that God walks with you at this time, and that you that you'll continue on your journey, and that this part of your life will move forward, and know that you have a place here with us in this Kubuntu community. You're very, very welcome, and we're delighted that you had that experience and that you find Kubuntu so useful to you. So thanks very much for that, Dale. Okay, now we've got something super special going on, because we decided that we were going to introduce this new segment.
I'm going to lay back right now like I'm going to watch some YouTube stream. And
Okay.
I'm going to watch what's going to happen next.
No.
I'm going to stay here and
You're
relax.
gonna watch this completely burn to the ground.
And I'm going to watch someone do something.
Okay, so, well, let me introduce this for a moment, because we've been working on this segment in the background, and we decided, obviously we're trying to improve the show and add things into the show that we think people will be interested in and people will appeal to people. One of the things that we really realized that we don't pay any attention to, really, is games and gaming on Linux, and particularly the games that are available that you can use on Kubuntu. So we both Ovidiu and I realized that we'd be utterly useless at this section, so we palmed it off to Aaron and roped him in to do it. So Aaron, this is your first inaugural segment. Off you go, mate. What you got? What you going to do?
Go Aaron.
So I have, if anyone can see, the Steam controller, and I was curious to doing some gameplay of the new Tomb Raider that came out last week for Linux.
Okay.
And as we were talking about earlier, I was messing around with Kdenlive Live for an open broadcaster software for a reason. Am I broadcasting? And is it going to do an infinite loop? Yeah, it's going to do an infinite loop.
Someone is happy that his love Lara Croft is on Linux right now.
Yeah, Hegemony is awesome.
Can you see this? I don't know.
Can see the Dragon Player. Okay.
So, can you actually read the text good? Well,
yeah, I can read it good.
Pretty good. Okay.
Lenovo IdeaPad running Kubuntu 16.04 on graphics, PPA, Steam, Kdenlive, and Open Broadcast software.
Yep, and completely played with all this. Just the Steam controller worked amazingly well.
And all this was recorded on Kubuntu.
Yeah, this is all on Kubuntu. I need to iron out the settings a little bit to get better performance, but it's run pretty well for me.
Graphics look really good. Well, this video playback's pretty good considering we're in a Hangout.
Yeah, I'm better than in BBB.
It's better if we shut up and don't waste the bandwidth and let this work. For our audio listeners right now, we are watching a video recording of Aaron playing Tomb Raider.
I thought you said shut up.
Then I remembered not everybody watches this. Some people listen to this and they listen to, what are they doing? It's just silent.
The graphics are really fantastic. I mean, the animation on Laura, the Laura character, as she's running around with this bow and arrow, is really good, actually.
I prefer the bow and arrow.
Yeah, this looks great.
That FPS is due to the game or the recording?
I think
how does the game run compared to when you're recording it?
It runs a little bit better. I was just messing with the settings a lot.
So, to our listeners and watchers, we are still messing around with OBS, learning it, how it works, and how we should use it and we keep breaking stuff from time to time. So we're not exactly sure how to set everything. So we're experimenting until we learn.
And we are going to we're going to move to using, as Aaron said, Kdenlive as well. What we plan to do is to move to OBS and start using that, and then we intend to start producing a live streamed show and then also taking that live stream show and editing it, which means that when we do this gaming section like this, for example, we can provide some audio commentary on that, and we'll also be able to cut this into the video so you can go and watch the video and see it in more real time. So that, to me, Aaron, that looked really good. I was quite compelled by that.
To share to everyone.
And that's the standard Steam controller, and you've got that. And is that a Steam wireless controller?
I was using the dongle.
The dongle, okay. And so, did you have to do any configuration with that to make it work with Steam on Linux, or did you just plug it in and plug and play?
Plug it in, push a Steam button, and it launches full big picture mode, and then you're off on the out the running gates. I noticed, I don't know if it was just me or when I was using Windows with the Steam controller, I had to go in the big picture mode for the controller to work. But I don't know if it was just on Linux, if I launched the game a normal way, it would still work either way, from my experience with the Steam controller.
Okay.
Which is so beneficial to me, because I didn't want to launch it full screen all the time to record the gameplay.
So for folks who want to get doing some of this gaming, obviously there are there's a whole raft of open source games and things that are available in the Discover Software Center, and we'll cover some of those as well, no doubt, in this game section. It'd be really nice if you could do that. But to get this up and running, then, from a stock Kubuntu installation, Aaron, what did you have to do? What do people need to install? What do they need to go through to get Lara Croft running on Kubuntu?
Anyone who's already purchased it, you can just basically go on your Steam account and install it, really. And then it launches a small window if you want to do a windowed version and change your screen resolution. Oh. Can I be focused again?
Yeah, sure, of course you can. Okay. So you go into Discover, Mu on Discover, and you install Steam.
Yeah. It's only broadcasting Steam, right?
Yes. Okay. So this is Steam that we're looking at now, isn't it? With the library, and you're logged into your account. And these are all all these games available to play on Linux?
Yeah, I have 93 games, and 41 of them are on SteamOS and Linux.
Wow. Okay.
Which is actually almost half my library is Linux now. Shadow of Mordor is also by the same team that ported the Tomb Raider game to Linux too. So if you want to support development, you should support it by buying Tomb Raider or Shadow of Mordor.
We have a couple of mentions in the chat.
Okay.
Hedgemon8 likes 0AD. I'm a player of 0AD, and Aaron, I don't know, do you play 0AD?
0ID? Never heard of it.
0AD. It's like the.
Oh, I know what that is. It's an RTS. Real-time strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is. I've seen updates about it, but I've never bothered with it, to be honest.
It's really awesome. I love to multiplayer on that. Also, Aaron, a question for you. Do you have Anomaly?
Up here? On the top left, I think. Is that what you're talking about? Anomaly?
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
I think so.
Warzone Earth, though. I got that in Humble Bumble. So, yeah, I have it.
And also Left 4 Dead?
I have Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, but I think only 2 is on Linux, though, looks like.
So maybe we could do a review of one of those, because Hegemon8 in the podcast channel is asking us. Maybe we could do a review like you did with the Lara Croft one of one of those for the next show, Aaron. Maybe.
I want to show my Steam library as well if I manage to log in right now to screen share. I also have just a couple of games, so not much. And I keep trying to convince people to play with me.
Oh shoot! You can't actually find Steam and Discover.
Nope. I'm gonna screen share the Steam window right now. You guys should see my Steam window. If Rick will give me presentation.
I'll give you the presentation. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Okay.
These are the games that I have, and I don't think I can filter here. Just the games that I play on Linux, I play Fez, I play Portal, both, and Witcher 2. The rest are Windows-only games, and Dota also works. Don't ask, I don't know how that got in there.
That's included, I think, with everybody. It's in mine too.
I've got a friend of mine who was telling me about Witcher 2. I'd like to try that myself.
It's a really good story game. It's a story-based game, and it's really awesome. You can play it actually several times because it has multiple storylines. So that's an awesome game. And to my surprise, on my GSoC Ultra Pro from System 76, it works pretty good even on high. If I set it on the highest settings, it still works acceptable.
All right. Well, I've got so I know we got a couple of mentions in here, and Jim Arvin says he highly recommends XCOM and XCOM 2 on Steam. He says amazing games, and they play really well on Kubuntu, so that's really good. So it sounds like we got.
XCOM?
It sounds like, well, first of all, this section's immediately got a number of people excited, so that was a good choice to choose this section to do some games reviews and to look at some stuff. So it looks like your segment's been a success, Aaron, which is great. You mentioned something there, 0AD. I was looking at that the other day, and I tried to play it and couldn't work out what was going on, but it looked really good. I'd really like some lessons in how to play that Ovidiu, because it looks awesome.
It's indeed an awesome game, but if you want to install that one, I recommend you set their PPA and get the latest version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're on a PPA to get the updates faster for it.
Yeah, what you have on Ubuntu is a bit fallen behind. But if you get their PPA, you should be set up.
Oh, snap. Martin says the good news is that Feral, the developer that ported Tomb Raider, hasn't denied that they plan to port the next Tomb Raider either.
Okay, all right, that sounds pretty cool. I know that there was, I forwarded an article actually, which I meant to read, but maybe I'll remember it to add it to the show notes for next time. But it was a really cool review of some stuff from Gaming on Linux, and I said that I'd mentioned gamingonlinux.com, which is another voluntary site that's kind of supporting this kind of stuff, and maybe we'll be able to do something there. Maybe get one of those guys on for an interview or something. But thank you very much for taking the time to do that.
There's one more game that I play on Linux, but it's a bit of cheating. I'm playing SimCity, but I'm playing that using Play on Linux and Wine. But it still works awesome.
It's okay. My friend plays StarCraft 2 on Wine, so...
Cool. All right, so, well, it'd be really good if you could... so if we can keep this going, and if we can do another little video that shows how these things play, and a little review of another game in the next show, Aaron, that'd be really awesome. That'd be really, really good.
If Jim is watching, does he recommend me play XCOM? Because I'm a bit into the story already. I don't know if he's actually watching it.
What do you think, Jim? There is a little bit of lag on the live channel here, so give us a prod, Jim, if you'd like us to do a review of XCOM and XCOM 2. I know it's highly recommended, so I suspect that that's going to be a yes. But I'm sure he'll want us to do some of that, and absolutely, he says.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then we'll put it on the show notes for next time. We'll do a review of XCOM, and we'll get a little video out for that. It'll be really, really good. All right. Well, guys, here endeth the lesson. We're at the end of the show.
Yep.
So better go through the usual stuff and let you know how to contact us. So obviously the website first and foremost. Come and visit the website at kubuntu.org. Come and chat with us and hang out on irc.freenode.net. You can find us in the #Kubuntu channel or #Kubuntu Podcast if you want to speak specifically to the team. We've got Telegram groups for support and the Kubuntu Cafe, Telegram news channel. All of these things are in our show notes, which we will share after the show, so you can get in touch with, find out more about that there. Follow us on social media, the Kubuntu Podcast on Google+. Of course, check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, on Reddit, and on LinkedIn. And if you want to get in touch with the Kubuntu Podcast team, then IRC is a great place to do it. You can send us feedback and your comments via Google+ or on the mailing list, or of course you can make comments on YouTube. And don't forget, from me, I'd just like to extend a warm invitation to come to the next Kubuntu party. It's at 1900 UTC on Friday, the 20th of May. All right, so I've really enjoyed the show. It's been great being here. It's been great talking to you guys, and I just love hanging out with my two co-hosts, Ovidiu and Aaron. My name's Rick Timmis. I'll see you soon. Over to you, Ovidiu.
I'm Ovidiu, and I'm hoping you enjoyed this show, and I'm hoping that you will also watch us in our future shows and support Kubuntu. See you.
Eyo, I'm Aaron. I'll see you in the next show. Thanks for joining us and for the awesome feedback. Catch you on the next one.